Hello, welcome to the Lululoves Crochet Podcast episode 14. My name is Emma and this is my podcast all about crochet and crafts and anything else I've been enjoying. I will leave the show notes to this podcast in my blog. I will leave a link below, that's what I'm trying to say. And I also just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who commented on the last podcast with help for my needle situation. I have, you were all very sweet actually, and some of you even went over to the pattern and found exactly what I needed. So I have ordered some new hooks on your recommendations, needles on your recommendations. They haven't arrived yet, and I've also been watching some video tutorials on the is it the magic loop method, which I think you said I needed for that pattern. So thank you anyway, it was very kind of you to help me out there. Still feeling a little bit intimidated by it, I'm not going to lie, but as soon as the needles arrive I think I will have a go. Anyway, I hope you're all well. We've had a lovely week here. It's been beautiful, sunny spring weather. And it was also my daughter's 18th birthday. That was last week. So we had lovely celebrations and yeah, we went out for a lovely meal. It was really nice. So it's been busy. It's been a busy week. The children all break up today for half term, so no doubt it's going to get a lot busier. But anyway, I will crack straight on with the crochet talk and I will tell you about the projects I've finished and the ones I'm working on. So the first project I'm going to show you today is one that is in the new issue of Molly Makes magazine. I'm so excited to have a project in here. I don't know if you can see that now. It's the light coming through the window is washing things out a bit today. Anyway, this is issue 93 and I do have a little project in here for some crochet bunting. There we go, is that going to focus? Can you see that? Oh, it's lovely, if I do say so myself. Anyway, here's one of the motifs. It's Boho Bunting. I laugh because I just like to call everything boho in the summer when it's made from cotton. Okay, can you see that? It's got a little flower motif in the middle and then it's just worked into a triangle. I'm not sure if that's focusing for you or not. There we go. I was really pleased with the way this came out. It's finished with a wooden bead and a tassel and they look so pretty hung up. I think these would be great for like patios and like, you know, evening barbecues. This is just one I had left over, but I'm going to be working another setup for my eldest daughter. She really loves that sort of vintage sort of hippie vibe, so and so do I actually. So yes, I'm really pleased with that. The pattern's out now. That's in Molly Makes. I was very excited to be featured and I'm really happy with that one. So that's a little bit of a cheat really because I finished that a few weeks ago, probably about 6 weeks ago, but I haven't shown it on here, so thought I would mention it. And the next finished item, and the one that I worked on the most really, it really took up all of last week, all of my crochet time last week, were the market bags. I mentioned in my last podcast that I was working at my version of a market tote. It's sort of an in-between bag. It's a tote, it's a market bag. I feel like market bags are generally a bit more slouchy than this, although it is slouchy, but it's you know, a very definite rectangle. It's not those sort of really slouchy circular bags you get. So there it is. I did, as I said, I crocheted some handles. Hard to see really because they're they're curling in. To make the handles stronger, I just slip stitched all around the edge of the bag and then rejoined the yarn and slip stitched in the middle of the handles, or the inner part of the handles. I just feel like it stops it from stretching too much, which can be a bit of a problem with cotton, so that just strengthens it really. The other thing I did was I added, I don't know if that's going to focus, a little tassel detail, and that's just chained and then woven in and out, and I've used the same beads that I used for the Boho Bunting from Molly Makes. I think they're 20mm beads. I've got this massive bag from Amazon, and they're really lovely actually. They are undyed beads, so they're just in their natural state, and they just finish projects so lovely. Anyway, I think that massive bag was about £5. I'm going to be using these on all the projects just to get my money's worth. So for that one I added some beaded tassels, and then as I was writing the pattern up, it's a free pattern over on my blog, it's it's all up, it's all ready. I made another bag, exactly the same, obviously I was just testing out the pattern, but what I did for this one is I changed up the embellishments. So there we go, I don't know if that's going to focus, but I've got some really lovely lace in there, some pom-pom edgings, and some, like a little string of pearls. Oh, it just makes it look so pretty. And I'm already using this one. This one is full of yarn at the moment, but they're lovely. They're so quick to make, they're simple, and I think I used about, all the details are in the blog post, I think I used about 250 grams of cotton DK, so not much at all, and yeah, just a really lovely bag. My daughter was really impressed. She said, "Oh, did you make that?" Yes, I did. She said, "Oh, that looks like something you'd find in Urban Outfitters." I was like, thank you very much. So I will be making lots more of those. I've got to make one for her, and I really want to try them in some different colours. I do really love the cream and the neutrals, you know, but I think they would look really lovely. I saw on Instagram someone was making one of them up in grey, like a really lovely grey cotton. That looks nice. I'd really like to try some in some bright cottons just to see, you know, and because it's the granny pattern, you know, you could even do rainbow. You could just switch up your yarn every row, and I think that would look really good as well. So if I've got time, I might try some more of those. So that's all written up. There's a PDF, printable PDF as well, so that's all there. Yeah, that did take up most of my time last week. So those are the only finished objects I have to show you. Sorry, I'm just checking. Sometimes it sort of flashes at me and it throws me. The camera, that is. The other thing I'm working on is a really cute, fun project. It's just a crochet flag. Let's see if I can get you in close. There we go. Very simple. That's double crochet or US single crochets. What I want to do with this is make a flag that can go up on the wall to display my pins, because I don't have too many project bags, or not ones that will show them off. A lot of the ones I do have got flowers on, things like that. So I really wanted to display some. I bought some new pins a few weeks, maybe months ago from Harbour Crochet. They were featured on another podcast. They're so pretty, but I really would like to display them up on the wall. So I'm crocheting myself a very simple flag. I've done some trebles at the top here that I can weave maybe a doweling rod or something through. I haven't tried that out yet, so I'll have to see how that works. And then just attach some cord or crochet something. And then I want to add some, obviously, tassels to the bottom. Whether or not I'll use those beads, they certainly would help weight it down a bit. Anyway, for that one, I'm using just a, this is I think it's a Sandras. It's a Aran cotton, an Aran weight cotton, and I was using a 4.5mm hook just to try and get it as dense as I could, really. I could have gone down again, but I'm not sure whether to back it, or I will have to see. I'm really just playing around with that at the moment. But when I was in the my yokel, when I was in my local yarn shop, I came across these, and that's where I got the Sandras cotton from as well. I came across these yarns by Katia. This one is Katia Louisiana, and it's an Aran weight as well. It's 70% cotton and 30% acrylic. It's really, really unusual. Have a look at that. Are we focusing? Can you see? It's just so pretty, and they had it in some really pretty colours. They had peaches and greys. Looks so lovely. There we go. There's the ball. So there was that one, and then there was this one. I've already opened this one. I should have actually swatched them for you so that you could see what they look like crocheted up. I might actually do that and put some pictures in the show notes. But this is the other one. This is Katia again. It's Malibu. There we go. And it's just got these grey bits of almost like fabric woven into it. Really, really unusual. And I was just really drawn to them and the colours, and I thought what I might do with them, because I'm not sure what you would crochet. They might be quite nice for garments, but like I said, I haven't really tried crocheting them up yet. I think what I will do is maybe add some surface crochet to this, maybe just a few stripes of each of these. I feel like they're quite neutral enough, but we'll add some nice texture to it, or maybe use them for the edging or tassels. So I'm really excited to experiment with those because I've not used anything like it, and again, I just think that will add really lovely texture. So that's the plan for that, and I love things like that, just sit and play with yarn for an hour is it's really relaxing, and you often leads to some new ideas. So that's a really quick. The flag itself was super quick. I may just write that up and put that up on the blog as well, because that's just really, really easy and simple. But I will show you how I get on with that. I'm looking forward to some crochet time, just exploring. And then the other work in progress is surprise, surprise, a shawl. Now, I do still have the Betty jumper to finish, the cotton version of the Betty sweater, and there was another market bag that I was working on, and the reason that I'm not showing you any progress on those is because I placed a really large order for lots of cotton for the sweater, market bags and other items, including my sorry, I've just noticed my stitches come out, including my new hooks, needles. Oh dear. I apologise. Anyway, I think the company that I ordered from, they are in the middle of moving warehouse, and they emailed me. They've emailed me several times now to say, oh, we're so sorry, your order's been delayed. They're very sweet about it, but I have been waiting over 2 weeks now for all my yarn, which has meant that I haven't been able to move on with any of my projects. It's my fault, really, for not having enough in the first place. But anyway, so I've moved on to a new project just to fill the time really. I was watching Sandra of Cherry Heart podcast, and she is running a cow. Actually, I don't think it's a cow. I think she's calling it a mal, a make along. And you can use any of her patterns. You can use, she's got lovely free patterns. You can use crochet patterns, knitting patterns of hers. And I think maybe even some sewing patterns. I'm not sure if she's got sewing patterns up. But anyway, I thought, oh, I'm going to have a go at joining in, because I had purchased this pattern when it first came out. So maybe a year ago now, and it's been sitting very patiently in my library ever since, and it is the Victoria shawl. Oh, it's lovely. Look at that. I only started it. Let's see if I can get in there. Oh, it's got these lovely puff stitches, and oh, it's just beautiful. I'm so pleased I've started it. Look at that. Oh, it's going to be so nice for winter. Yes, so this is Sandra's pattern. This is the Victoria shawl. I am making it as part of her make along. I haven't, I think Sandra is offering prizes for the chatter thread in Ravelry and the finished item thread. I haven't been into the chatter thread. I get quite self-conscious about chatter threads, so but I definitely will enter this into the finished items once it's finished. I'm using Drops alpaca. There we go. So lovely and soft. This pattern calls for, I think, sock weight or 4-ply, maybe yarn. I'm working mine with a 3.5mm, and this is the shade 9020. There we go. Is that going to focus? Probably not. So soft. I absolutely love this alpaca yarn. It's 100% alpaca, and it's just not itchy at all, even though it's one of those really sort of hairy, fluffy yarns. Can you see? It just doesn't itch. It's beautiful, and the drape on it, ooh, it's lovely. So I'm making that as part of Sandra's make along, and it's a really easy pattern. It looks lovely. It's I've got to the point now where I don't need to carry the pattern around with me, so it's perfect because I can just pop that in the car and do a few stitches while I'm waiting for the children. Yeah, it's not much to say about that. And I've decided, I've used up nearly a whole ball on this. I've got, there you go, just a little bit left. I don't have too much of a shawl, but it will grow once it's blocked out. I've got one ball left in that shade, but I also have these two colours. So I've got this lovely sort of babyish blue, maybe a sky blue. Would you call that a sky blue? And then I've got this really dark charcoal grey. So I think what I'm going to do, Sandra's shawl is all in one colour. It's got a really lovely pretty border on it, and hers was grey as well, and I really liked that, so that was really why I went for the lighter colour. But I think I'm going to do the border in one of these two colours. So it's either going to look like that, or it's going to look like that. Now that I'm looking at them on the camera, I feel like I might actually prefer these two together. That's probably more wearable for me as well. Anyway, I'm really enjoying that pattern. I love working with the alpaca yarn. It's just beautiful. So and it's inexpensive. So that's what I've started until I can get on with my other projects. I'm really pleased to be able to join in another crochet along as well, because I did my first one. It was the Zines and Rogers, the granny cow, and it was really lovely to see what everyone else was making, so I'm excited by that. And I think that's all I have to talk to you about with regards to projects and what I'm working on. I will show you a lovely gift that I was sent this week. I've seen lots of people on Instagram making the dodgy bags, the project bags, and I've had bag envy, I'm not going to lie, because I can sew. I do have a sewing machine. I'm just not very good at it, or not very confident. Like, I would not attempt a bag like this, even though I've been assured that they're quite simple. I don't know, it looks hard. Anyway, a lovely Instagram friend had been making some dodgy bags of her own. I'll leave her Instagram handle here for you to go and have a look at. And she had made this one in this lovely cosmic fabric. Sorry, got a bit of fluff. Anyway, isn't it beautiful? I absolutely adored that. And then it's got these lovely sort of Hessian handles, which I really like as well. And it's a drawstring one, so you just pull it closed. And I said that I loved it, and she said it wasn't actually her favourite out of all the ones she'd made. She was going to give it away, and would I like it? So I said, yes, I would. That would be lovely, thank you. So she I cannot speak today. She put it in the post for me, and it arrived over the weekend. When I opened it, I've just got this beautiful waft of lavender, and she'd also included a little homemade lavender sachet, look, with a gorgeous little pug on it. I absolutely love that. Oh, so cute. And actually, when I was on her account, I noticed that she'd been making bags with this pug fabric. I need to get some of this fabric, because I just love their little eyes. Look, they just look so naughty. So anyway, that's full of lavender. That's gorgeous. I love that. And she'd also included some little teas for me to try. So cute. And if I put them, oh, here they are. I've got them out to show you. It also included some of the most gorgeous stitch markers. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, this one is full of star confetti. Look at that. Just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Not seen anything like that. I loved that. And then the other one she sent me is also really pretty. It's a little glittery one, look. Aren't they beautiful? So that was so sweet of her, and I'm going to send her a little package back to say thank you. So may or may not include a market bag. Yeah, that was just so thoughtful and lovely. So I now have my very own dodgy bag, and I'm going to, now that I've shown it to you, I'm going to put my shawl pattern in there, or Sandra's shawl pattern, my shawl in there, and use that. The camera's flashing at me. Not sure why it does that. Looks like it's still recording, so we'll keep going. Anyway, I think that's it as far as crochet, wool, yarn. I haven't, like I said, I'm still waiting for a big order of them, so I haven't really got anything else to show you. I will just talk about this book quickly that I've read. I'm still reading The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. I'm enjoying that a lot, but I do have to be in the right mood to read something like that. So I picked this up. I bought this a while ago. This is called Gloomy Bad Me, and it's by Ali Land. Oh, there we go, shiny. It is, it was a really good read actually. I did fly through it in a couple of days. It's about a 15-year-old, and her mum is a serial killer, and she ends up handing her mum over to the police. and it's about her trying to start a new life, I suppose, living with the guilt of handing her mum in and adapting to a new identity. She has to go to court and give evidence against her mum. I felt like it was going to be a bit of a Dexter, a woman that kills baddies. It's nothing like that. It's actually, her mother was very, very sick individual and committed some really unspeakable crimes towards her and other children. So it's quite dark in that respect. So I would recommend it if you like sort of thrillers, psychological reads, but it's quite gritty. It's quite hard to read in places as well. So just a bit of a warning, really. But it's I suppose the vein of it is the whole nature-nurture debate, really. She is really conflicted, obviously because of her upbringing, but she doesn't know if she's inherently bad or she's always torn between, is she always going to be bad? Does she have these bad thoughts because that's just the way she was born? And it's really hard to read in some places, but a really interesting storyline. I think I probably was a little bit disappointed in the way it ended, but no big surprise, really, I suppose, considering what she's been through. A couple of twists in there. I feel like you kind of see them coming, but really good. I did actually enjoy it. Probably not one to read before bed, but anyway, so that's Gloomy Bad Me. Enjoyed that, and that is it. Excuse me. Haven't really been watching much on TV, to be honest with you. I did watch on Monday The Handmaid's Tale started up again. I really enjoyed that, and I'm really so happy that they decided to do a season 2 because I even felt it when I read the book. Actually, I just feel like that there's so much more to that story, especially with regards to the individual stories of the handmaids. So I'm hoping that we'll learn more about them and their backgrounds and their struggles, really. So that will be really interesting. Yes, so I've got that set up to record, but other than that, I haven't really been watching it. But the weather's been so lovely that we've been gardening and spending time outside, and that's been it, really. So I hope you're all well. Let me know what you're crocheting and what you're working on. We've got half term coming up, so I'm not sure how much I'll get done next week with all the children home, but hopefully a bit. So I should be back in 2 weeks with another podcast. The everything that I mentioned will be linked in the blog. The link will be in the description bar box. Yes, you can find everything there. I'm sorry, I feel really incoherent today. Anyway, on that note, I will leave you. Take care, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.